What is up, Horror Fiends? Welcome to another episode of the Horror Junkies Podcast, the podcast that discusses all things horror. I'm your host, Mike, and as always, joined with my ghoulish friends, Dylan and Patrick.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, God.
Fuck yeah.
If you're not known, now you know. Patrick has the power.
Indeed, who's responsible for that?
This show is just going to be nothing but sound bits the entire fucking time.
Yeah, no one should have gave that greasy bastard all that power. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. Today's episode is unofficially brought to you by Rotten Gummy Worms.
Whoa.
Please, for the love of God, sponsor us. Sponsor us.
I'm so, my freak, he's so hungry.
No, but actually, they just sent me, I posted about it today, but a care package of their Rotten 2.0. They like reformulated since when we originally had them. And when I tell you they got even better, dude, I'm going to eat probably 16 packs of gummy worms in the course of 2 days and just go into a fucking inner freak coma.
How much better are they?
So the first version of it was really good. I enjoyed them. They had a weird texture to them. I could say that. But 2.0 is like trolley level good.
Really?
And I promise you.
Come on.
I opened up a pack of the sour this afternoon and tried it. They are like 10 times more sour than the original Rotten Gummy Worms.
God damn.
So if you've ever wanted to try these and you've been thinking about doing it, they just restocked. And that's why like they were hard to get, because they were really low on inventory because everyone was buying them. But Seymour Slugs, who is their like inhumane coordinator, sent us 2 whole fucking boxes. Like, look how many gummy worms I'm gonna have you eat. Look at this. There's a whole box of gummy worms.
I just paid $30 for a fucking batch of goddamn original recipe.
When did you order that?
I ordered it like a week ago.
You probably got 2.0 then.
I don't know.
What we'll do is we'll take pictures of comparison of the gummy worms themselves.
I can go get a pack right now. Like, you ain't gonna threaten me with a good time. But I was gonna bring one in, but I forgot to do it. So
no lie, we are trying to get sponsored by them because we want to make Rotten the official candy of the Horror Junkies podcast, and one day we will make it happen. So
we'll do it.
Please. Oh, God. But we're back. If you're
by Cinnabon.
That is true. I did write them.
You also wrote Honey Bun.
They did respond though. Little Debbie told us no. So we stopped giving them our fucking business.
Truly, honestly, the biggest womp womp you've ever
literally
heard. I still support him.
Yeah.
I go in there with a trench coat and a fucking fedora, like just slide him across the counter and be like, shut up. I can't know.
But if you're new to the show, welcome. If you're a returning listener, welcome back, you freaking weirdo. We have finally come to a conclusion of the Friday the 13th franchise with this episode. So we've watched now all of the Nightmare on Elm Street. We've seen Freddy die, come back via dog fire piss. We've seen Freddy give birth to a weird baby. We've seen a weird movie called New Nightmare. We've done all of the Friday the 13th and all of the flavors from Pamela Voorhees to Jason Takes Manhattan. And today's episode is New Line Cinema's Jason movies, Jason Goes to Hell, and Jason X. But before we get into any of that, Patrick, as always, the fuck is going on in the world of horror? God damn it.
Strangers, Chapter 1. Rated R. It's getting a rated R. Ooh, big shocker there.
Ooh. I mean, wasn't the second one, The Prey at Night, I think we were just talking about, it was a PG-13 movie?
No, I just looked it up. It was R.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. That refutes anything I was about to say. But at least it's rated R and the other one wasn't. So, but just kidding. They're both rated R.
Yeah, you two didn't see the second one, did you?
I haven't. I want to let my strangers stay pure to my heart.
Absolutely.
And I just don't think, honestly, I just don't think you can ever recapture the the essence of that first movie and how great it was to watch it for the first time and like really not know what was happening. And I just don't know if they'll be able to ever capture that true horror feeling of like random people that were just home being preyed on by like these three people wearing the most horrifying mask you could ever find.
You could argue that the original Strangers, you could argue it's the greatest home invasion horror movie ever made. You could argue that.
You could. Close second is Hush.
No, Strangers takes it.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you.
I just
is a good one though.
I just think that if a trailer, I mean, because that haunting scene of the killer coming into the kitchen behind Liv Tyler, like they showed that in the trailer, and like it was still scary, even though you knew it was coming.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do have to. I'm not going to say that it's not number one for home invasion. I don't think it's better than Hush. I would think, in my eyes, The Strangers is number one in home invasion, and Hush is number two.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember Hush.
Hush is the Mike Flanagan,
the deaf woman.
Deaf woman. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I need to rewatch that.
It's a good one. I always watch it every time if I'm fucking around, I want to find out because it's just it's something that's new, right? Like we've never seen someone being able to, at a disadvantage, have to like take on a home invader. But it's a really good movie. I like it.
I always credit that movie for doing the cool shit of like, because she's a writer, so she plays on scenarios and like the movie plays out like it's probably gonna or it is happening, and then it's just like her playing out a scenario in her head.
Yeah,
which is cool. We never like that's a cool way to like kind of like it's like a fake scare or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Strangers will be coming to everybody May 17th.
So soon.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it that soon.
Me neither. I forgot.
And there's a chapter 2 that like immediately follows this movie. Is that like the whole concept behind this chapter 1, chapter 2? Does it retconning Prey at Night? Is it taking place before? I mean, is this a
sure
prequel?
Fucking hope so.
Yeah. I haven't really read much about these, so
I do feel like The Strangers it's still a little too soon to do a remake. Something about it's not sitting with me, even though I watched the trailer or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be directed by the guy who did Dream Master and Deep Blue Sea. So,
oh God, one of those is a good movie. The other one is
the other one had LL Cool J in it. Deepest, bluest, my hat is like a shark's fin. Do you remember that fucking song, dude?
Yeah,
absolutely.
The worst fucking lyrics I ever heard in my life, dude.
Yes, but there's no such
you sure
thing
about
as
that?
a
Taylor
bad
Swift just dropped a new album.
Well, listen, you've never heard God, what's his name? He's a country singer. He did a song with LL Cool J called Accidental Racist. Brad Paisley. You never heard Accidental Racist?
No.
Oh. No. Dog. Listen, we don't got the time to cover it right now, but maybe one day we will. But my God, dude, it's insane.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. I don't know, man. I just lost my train of thought there for a second. What were you?
You can't help us think about what that song could possibly say.
Yeah, no, you really what it could possibly my line of thought.
Yeah, no joke.
Well, you know what Friday is, right?
What's Friday?
It's Alien Day.
It is the 26th.
The 26th of April is Alien Day, y'all, and it's also the 45th anniversary of Alien's release. So it's actually getting a 45th anniversary screening. I think Regal is doing it. I know some draft houses are also doing it. I'm going in.
I think Sunray's doing it.
Sunray, cool.
Yeah, so. I actually went to Sunray on Saturday. They did a late screening of the original Dawn of the Dead.
Hell yeah, dude! I saw that on your story.
Yeah, it was cool. You know what's funny? Fun fact. I've never seen that movie before until then.
What?
I've always only seen
the 2003 version.
I saw that one. I mean, I've seen Day of the Dead and I've seen Night of the Dead, but I haven't. This is my first time seeing the OG.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that elevator scene took you by surprise.
A lot of scenes did. I thought the Tom Savini part was really cool.
The hands coming out of the wall.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, yeah, it's a commentary on consumerism.
Mhm.
You know, like you know, all those movies are a commentary about something. If you look at it that way, the movie is much better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because
definitely.
it's and a couple of parts are tense, but it's not very scary. It's more a little corny than scary, but
Today's standards, yeah.
yeah, it's not really a movie where I'm like, oh yeah, I got to see it again.
No, I think
Yeah.
I've rewatched
The
remake
remake's
way
better.
more. Yeah.
The remake's better.
The remake
Sorry.
is definitely better. But I think the old ones have a special place because like it was trying to do something different and cool, and
Yeah.
George A. Romero, his style of filmmaking with Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, like it was just a fun little like weird trilogy going on. I won't say that to a lot of his later movies.
Yeah, no.
Because
Survival of the Dead sucks.
Survival of the Dead was bad. What was
Land
the
of the Dead was
one?
okay.
Land of the Dead. Is that the one where they can like kind of like they go back to like normal
They
functions?
can shoot guns.
They shoot guns. They're starting to like go back to like normal life, playing instruments and stuff. Try to humanize the zombies, make it more of like an ethical dilemma type of storyline.
Yeah.
That one's okay, but yeah, some of the like
it's fine.
Survival of the Dead was the like handheld found footage one, right?
Yeah. And
Is
then
that
there
that
was
one?
another one after that. That was like the perspective.
I
of the
forgot about that
military.
movie. I
Dude.
forgot about that movie till you said something, and then I go, "Oh wait, dude, I've seen that."
Yeah.
How in the fuck have I not seen Dawn of the Dead until now?
But you've seen his worst
it's
movies.
so recessed in my mind that I don't consciously. I forgot that movie ever fucking existed.
He's got some weird ones in his fucking filmology, dude.
Yeah.
It's definitely he was just making shit, and I appreciate it. But some of them should have been like a hard pass, honestly.
Yeah,
maybe fight a little bit harder for that Resident Evil movie. That would have been a better use of your time.
Please, for the love of God, put up a struggle. Please, try to get something in there that's a semblance of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did want to bring up something that's kind of interesting. We talked about it, I think, on the last episode. Blumhouse and Lionsgate announcing they're going to be rebooting a bunch of movies, or and the first one being the Blair Witch Project. Since then, there's actually been a lot of commotion in the horror community about this. Mindless, like, fans being like, for the love of God, please do not do this. What is wrong with you?
Yes.
To the actual original actors, filmmakers of this movie, Heather, Michael, and Josh. They've come out and they've kind of like talked about their experience with this movie, how they, yes, they got paid, but they really, at the time, this movie had a budget of like $60,000. It made some money, but that was it. And then it like blew up, right?
Yeah.
And they never got residual payments for that. They never got really like anything you normally get at now as an actor or an actress being in a movie where like you have you're pulling some of the SAG rewards for what your work done. So they got like a one-time payment type of deal because the movie was going to be a flop in the eyes of the producers and stuff.
Guess what? It
wasn't. It wasn't. It was it made a lot of money. It changed the found footage game for the better, and it did a lot of cool things for horror.
Yeah.
So they made a request to Lionsgate, right? Because like, hey, for too long you've made too much money off this movie, and we have made nothing. So they're looking for like the retroactive and future residual payments made
Money,
to
please.
Heather, Michael, and Josh for acting services rendered in the original Blair Witch Project, only equivalent to the sum that would have been allotted through the SAG AFTRA, meaning they're not asking for anything crazy. They just want the SAG standard. That's it. They want meaningful consultation on any future Blair Witch reboot, sequel, prequel, toy game, ride, escape room, etc. Because that resembles their likeness. Now, if it's something that doesn't resemble them, they're fine. But since they're the ones who really made this movie and made it what it is today, they feel like they should have some type of executive producer rights to the Blair Witch Project franchise.
Absolutely.
And the last one is actually think is really fucking cool. So they're asking for the Blair Witch grant, which is a $60,000 grant, which was just, like I said, the budget of the original movie, paid out yearly by Lionsgate to an unknown or aspiring genre filmmaker to assist in the making their first feature film, which I love. That's so cool. And it shows you that they're really not being malicious about this. They're just like, hey, we got a shit out of the deal for this movie, and we think that we should be compensated fairly, and you guys should do, should help out and actually do right by this. And the original directors are about it.
Yeah,
like
no.
Eduardo came out and made a statement too and was like, no, like they're 100% right. Like pay them fairly. And we agreed to their demands. Like, do it.
I feel like that's the smartest thing that both sides of the party could do.
Yeah.
Is because here's the deal. Without them three, they wouldn't even have this opportunity of a golden cash cow on their hands.
Absolutely.
Because here's the thing. If the movie's that legendary for 60 grand, you know, equate that to inflation of today, they could more than likely get away with doing the same exact budget, and off of the back of the massive following of this movie, like the hype's already generated. Plus, if you don't do this, it's just going to make the actual fans not go, and it's not going to be as profitable. I think if they do all of what they want, they're still going to make way more money than they would if they said no to this. So it's like they kind of got the studio by the balls, unless the studio, which more times than not are fucking clueless dumb shits, you know, that don't know a fucking difference between watching Dune on an iPhone and watching Dune in a fucking movie theater. Like they don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
And so, I mean, and the only way this is going to work for both people is because everybody's wallet grows a little bigger.
Exactly. And I mean,
and that's the only way to make anything work in this fucking country.
I think they got like a $300,000 check, each of them, back in the 90s when this movie premiered. That was it. That's the only payment they've ever received from this.
Yeah, no.
And think about how many times this movie has been replayed in theaters, has been re-released on DVD or Blu-ray, had action, like there was action figures for this movie. They saw nothing. Like
a video game.
So like I like there's a lot of people like, well, you got your money, shut up, boo-hoo. And it's like it's more or less about like being a part of the conversation for something that they pioneered, that they bled and put tears and sweat into. Because again, Eduardo and Daniel, they wrote and directed this movie, but actually Heather, Mike, and Josh are the ones who filmed the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And I hate that mentality.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo, you got your fucking money. What are you complaining about? It's like the mind of your average consumer is so fucking empty.
Yeah.
It is so fucking empty. It's like being at a restaurant and like being with somebody who's never waited tables or worked in a restaurant. And it's like, oh, fucking boo-hoo, you get tipped. What's the big fucking deal? It's like you be in that position and tell me that everything's all right.
Yeah.
You're the consumer. You never had a chance to profit like they had.
Yeah.
So like so fucking stupid.
You're not wrong.
So goddamn fucking stupid.
The cool thing is like I think those are like the non like horror community members coming in and be like, this is stupid, versus everyone else is like, for the love of God, just give them the money. Give them what they want, give them what they need. Like, what's wrong with you?
If they went outside and tried anything, maybe I would let them have an opinion on this.
Yeah.
But like it's like the harder you go at it, the more it's like, well, I mean, I've never done anything, but I could, if I wanted to,
do this.
You know, I could do a better job than this. And they get behind the camera and they have a fucking aneurysm and they shit their pants because they have no fucking idea how to even fucking turn the camera on and operate it properly. They talk about cinematography just because it's a fucking category at the Oscars.
I wish I had the clip from Anchorman. He's like, well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Like, Brett killed a guy.
I'm telling you, dude, my third eye is open. Oh no, dude. I see look, this is the third eye that allowed me to see Bret Michaels for the piece of shit he really is on Rock of Love. So like,
thank you.
I'm just seeing into the fucking eyes of these. I'm telling you, dude, Twitter fingers turn to chicken fingers with these motherfuckers.
Anything else you got, Pat? It's been a light week for horror, really.
Yeah. Again, if they were smart, again, the fans already are like not on board with this remake, anyways.
Yeah. The only one we're on board with is Scary Movie. That's it.
Oh man.
And Melissa Barrera is like, I'll be in it.
Please. I mean, wouldn't that would be the best for everybody?
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I want to know who's writing it. That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But it really hasn't been a lot of like trailers and things like that. Didn't you have like a mermaid movie you wanted to talk about or something?
Hold on really quick. I can't believe I had this thought. I have to share it.
Go ahead.
You know who would be good to do the new Scream movie?
A scary movie?
It's a scary movie. I mean,
who?
Danny McBride and David Gordon Green.
Oh no, they would kill this movie.
Okay, good. I got behind the counter ready to duck fire, bro.
No. If they're doing a comedy, 100% they would kill it.
I thought the ops were coming for me. Listen,
No.
They want to do fucking take his fat finger off the button right now. Like they want to do a horror movie.
Yeah.
They're just not good at it.
They're not. They suck at it.
They struck lightning once out of 4 times.
When?
But they do comedies really well. So why not do what you're good at in the space you want it to be at?
Could you just think about it, Pat? Before you don't think about this as like a Halloween or an Exorcist movie.
No, but the thing is,
no.
like,
They did Pineapple Express.
Scream.
They did Your Highness.
I would like, I would like Scary Movie to make fun of the new Halloween movies.
Oh,
you got those
think
guys.
That would be perfect.
He would have to. There's no way he could not.
That would get butts in the seats alone. The guys that did these movies are kind of parroting the movies that they made.
Yeah.
Kind of like affirming certain critics' viewpoints or like kind of going back at the critics.
Yeah, but
even people like us that didn't like the movies. I'm all for a good ribbing.
Dude, Pineapple Express
yeah.
is fucking hilarious. And if they went into it with that mentality of just writing a comedy,
and it's not
scary movies are not scary, they're fucking funny. So like, I think they would actually kill it. And
Pineapple Express's humor isn't that far off from scary movies humor. Pot
same
humor.
With Your Highness, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It basically
stop mentioning that movie.
No, I think those two would be really good to write and direct. I feel like the humor would resemble the original, but it would be much more updated.
God, I just want to know what movies they would make fun of. They definitely have to do like Scream and Halloween. Like, I feel like they would take on the whole like elevated horror.
I can see them doing Talk to Me
like thing. Like, oh, we watch elevated horror movies.
Like The Witch. Like, I could see them doing something like that. Like, including. I mean, they kind of, if they're tapped in at all, they kind of gotta. A24's got to fit in that somehow.
Yeah. It has to.
100%.
Oh man, I agree, Dylan. I think that they would be a fun director writing duo. This would be the only movie that would truly work for them because they cannot do horror, and they should never allowed to do a horror movie ever again.
No, you're right. No, not at all.
Anything else before we move on to the meat of today's episode?
I cut Pat off about the Little Mermaid trailer.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. What about your Little Mermaid? No, you were excited to talk about it. Tell us about it, Pat.
No, because I just saw the poster. I'm like, oh, this looks like a straight to sci-fi fucking movie.
You mentioned The Little Mermaid, but I'm going to mention that the Winnie the Pooh movie, they had like collab with like a toy maker, and they're making a Pooh Bear.
I saw that
action figure that's going to be available to buy soon.
I'm gonna buy it.
It looks kind of sick. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
I'll bet you
that movie.
I bet you some fat slob went on Bloody Disgusting and saw that Little Mermaid, and he was like, "This one better be white."
You're telling me?
I don't care if she's a murderer, but she better not be a different color than the cartoon. For some reason, I'm really mad about this. So stupid.
So fucking stupid. Oh God. Well, with that being said, let's talk about some fucking movies, man.
Please no.
let's talk about. So let's just set the stage for everyone, because last episode we watched Jason Part 7, which is the New Blood, whatever the fuck it's called, and then Jason Takes Manhattan, which is Part 7 and 8. Now, around that time, there was the conversation of like, we need to do a Freddy versus Jason movie. We need to pit these two big, iconic 80s slashers against each other. Murmurs were had. It really didn't happen. Freddy was owned by New Line Cinema. Friday the 13th is owned by Paramount Pictures. And it kind of laid to the waste. Come Takes Manhattan, box office flop, because it's a shit movie, as discussed last episode. Paramount actually sells certain rights to New Line Cinema. They only got Jason Voorhees, Pamela Voorhees, The Camp, and The Lake. That is it. They didn't get the title. They didn't get any of the backstory characters. They didn't get Tommy Jarvis.
But they got the movie.
They only got characters because they couldn't reference anything from 1 to 8.
But I mean, isn't that the movie though? Jason Voorhees, his mother, the camp, and like
it's the basis of it. But think about like there's the Tommy Jarvis character. Yeah, they got the core structure of it, but they gave
up on Tommy Jarvis before they even sold that shit.
Well, I'm just talking about like there's the whole thing with Tina. Like there was a lot of characters that like lived that they probably could have rehashed or reconvened. Whatever. They weren't given any other things. They were just given 4 things to make a Jason movie. That's it. And that's why these next 2 movies are called Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X, and not the Friday the 13th titles.
Do you blame them for not going forward with the Tina character?
No, I don't. I don't.
They said we'll pay you not to sell us that character.
Please.
Like, please. What were y'all thinking?
But I mean, like, I think it's important to know those things because of that, they can't touch anything that had happened in parts 1 through 8.
Good.
They couldn't again, they had to like kind of start from scratch, redesign, and kind of like, all right, we have this well-known character. Thank God they didn't do like and I applaud both of these movies, honestly, for not doing a recap. Giving us.
Well, I don't think they could, but
they couldn't.
Like, they could have been like, oh, Jason. They could have given us a backstory. Jason Voorhees, his mother Pamela killed all these camp. You know what I mean? They could have done something there, and I'm glad that they fucking chose not to do that. They said, you know what?
Jason had a mom.
Jason had a mom. Jason died.
All right.
And then Jason's mom killed people. That's it. I appreciate.
Roll the film.
I appreciate the. Jason's a known entity in this world. We already know he exists. He's killed a lot of people, and we're just going to go with that. So I just want to set the tone because I think the first movie we're going to talk about, is it a work of art? No. Is it a fun time? In my opinion, yes. And that is, and again, I can't believe I'm saying that because I haven't watched this movie in fucking years, but that's Jason Goes to Hell, and it was released in 1993. And it was directed by Adam Marcus, written by Jay Hughley, Adam Marcus, and Dean Lorey.
I believe the original director came to produce this one.
Yeah, Sean Cunningham. He came back. He actually told Adam, do anything to get that fucking hockey mask out of the film. But then, of course, the studio he hates the hockey mask. But the studio got involved and was like, nah, dude, you got to have the hockey mask. I'm sorry.
We paid for the hockey mask.
Yeah,
you're going to wear the hockey mask.
You're going to put the hockey mask in. Essentially, like, what I love about this is just it's, the plot synopsis that this on the internet is serial killer Jason Voorhees supernatural origins are revealed. What this movie really is about is we uncover the secrets of Jason, and it's being brought up that apparently there's a bloodline of Jason, right? Jason has a sister or has a sister who is, of course, have had children, and there's a grandchild. Whatever. Again, honestly, it works to a degree. I'm not here for the entire story plot. I'm here for some things. All right. I'm here for some badass practical effects. Some of the best practical effects since part 4 in this franchise. You can't argue that.
Yeah.
I will agree with that.
Okay.
But, let me say
what? Go ahead.
A bit of spoiler. So we're gonna retcon that. Every time Jason has come back in the past is because he's possessed a different body?
No.
What do you mean, no?
No, he hasn't possessed a different body.
In the past movies?
The past movies don't exist in this franchise. So you can't bring them up.
All right.
Listen, it's how, unfortunately, how it foretells.
But
what Jason Goes to Hell, parts 1 through 8 do not exist. He's been the one person this whole time. He's killed 200 and plus people. He hasn't been killed. He's just living around.
I know you're trying, Pat,
to
make this movie something.
Listen, I don't.
I'm not trying to make it anything.
I don't think you need to go.
The movie said, "Hey, Jason's is this worm parasite.
He's a demon
this whole time.
He's had a demon inside of him. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey.
And both. All right. Oh, let me break it down. Both Jason Goes to Hell and the last Freddy movie. Mm-hmm. Both of them are demonic worms.
Yep.
The
sure
90s
are.
was a fucking time, huh?
Listen, again, do not go into this thinking that I'm saying that this movie is amazing. I just had a fun time watching it.
It's not.
It's a fun movie to watch, honestly.
But here's the thing.
It's better than 8. It's better than 7. It was better than 2, 3. Like, it's up there on the list.
I'll
And
give you that.
I don't even know if that's true, dude. Because here's the thing. All of those movies, pretty much except like 4 or 5, are fucking god awful and terrible. And you're saying, oh well, at least they're, and, you know, Jason has a sister, and at least they're trying something different. But I don't think that's the flex we think it is, because even the original studio that made 7, 8 terrible movies never once thought to give him a sister. Not once. And then this thing goes over here and goes, yeah, give him a sister and turn him into a worm. And then it's fucking shoot it off to the fucking press.
It's not like he's turned into a worm. It's the fact
he is a worm.
No, he has a demon worm inside of him.
That's been swimming around the lake this whole time.
Listen, the movie is stupid, right? We're not here to talk about a fantastic Oscar-winning storyline.
No.
They tried something different, right? They said, hey, we don't have much to work with. We can't do a fucking Friday the 13th movie. We're not remaking part 1. We don't want to remake part 1. Jason's an entity. He's something that exists. So let's do something for the time. And that was, let's make this wild demonic worm that's possessing people and turning them into, or not turning them into, but possessing them to act as Jason Voorhees. So, I mean, like, again, if you strip the movie down to like just like the fun scenes, because it's not a long runtime, it's very fast.
It feels long.
Jason X felt long. I'm sorry.
Nah,
but we'll get
dude.
there. But I'm just like, dude,
perfect.
First off, like, okay, we get the FBI who blows him up. Brother, they threw a 500K stratagem on that motherfucker.
I was getting ready to say they called it
and I'm like, this is
ass.
Helldivers, brother. They're fucking going. They're doing their part. They're unloading on it. Like, it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
They blow him up, and then he gets to the coroner's office, and the coroner is just is consumed with this like desire to eat the heart. Amazing. Body horror filled of gross black viscous goo. He's just chowing down on it. I loved it. I thought that was amazing. Is it written great? Hell no. Dialogue is trash in this movie. The American Case File thing, the dude was a complete asshole. He's like setting up all. He stole the mother's
mom.
body.
I put in the closet and then I went to go fuck her daughter.
Yeah, like, for real. He literally dropped that line. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then you have this bounty hunter character.
Oh, dude, the best. Are you fucking kidding me?
He's like Wish.com fucking.
Danny Glover.
Wish.com Danny Glover, or like goddamn Carl Weathers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or like Ernie Hudson.
Yes.
It's like we can't get any of them. All right, we'll get this guy to play a bounty hunter.
Who knows?
Hunting Jason Voorhees.
Are you talking about Jason Voorhees?
It's so fucking absurd that it's hilarious.
You know what else is hilarious?
What?
The Jason Voorhees themed restaurant.
Or the diner that's doing the Jason Voorhees meals.
Yes.
I looked in there and I said, "Is that fucking Leslie Jordan?"
You sure?
Dude,
Sure fucking was.
Hold on.
Leslie fucking Jordan.
I was like, I couldn't believe it was him. I'm like, oh, it is him.
Yeah, I had to IMDb it. I was like, doth my eyes deceive me?
Dude, he was kicking ass. He had his backwards hat on. He had his black shirt. He was fucking giving Mama Duke her kisses.
That is the early '90s version of digital de-aging.
And
What are you doing,
still
Pat?
can't say anything. It's good news.
What is that, Pat?
It's
Leslie Jordan.
Oh, cool. Oh no, I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Pat.
Leslie Jordan, Mama Dukes.
Oh no, that's the early '90s version of digital de-aging, is putting a backwards hat on somebody.
100%.
Yes.
100%. Yeah. No, I just, again, like, this movie isn't, I don't think it was trying to be anything. It was just like, hey, let's just have fun with it. We can't do much. I mean, there's a lot of people who hate on the fact that there's very clearly in this movie a Necronomicon. And they literally went to the set of Army of Darkness. They went to Sam Raimi and grabbed that prop.
Yeah,
like,
no. That's the one thing I do like about this movie is that
they brought a
Jason potentially
Cadenary
could
and
be,
Dagger
could be
into
a
this movie.
Deadite.
Yeah. And I mean, it does prove that. I mean, it doesn't like on the flat tell you, but I mean, 100% like the dagger that the wannabe Wish.com Carl Weathers, dude, he gives her a Kandarian dagger. Like, that's what that was.
Yeah.
Because that's how we know from the Evil Dead franchise how you kill a Deadite through and through.
Yep.
Also, like, there's also just other little snippets of things that I love. Like, first off, the consuming of the heart having the entity of Jason inside you is badass.
But
right?
why?
Because why not?
Because why is that how that happens?
Well, I mean, you take it to
You
this part. A
can't
lot of
just-
cultures think that the soul survives in the heart, and his heart was left over after the explosion. So it would mean that, you know, they're consuming his soul via his heart.
So the heart makes you eat it.
It's not that the heart makes you eat it. I think it's the demonic presence that's inside of that that's forcing you to consume so it can take over another host. And there's been a lot of movies that do this, that throw up via some form of viscous goo into another to take over another host.
I mean, yeah, no, obviously, but I just don't see. You're saying a demon made him eat the heart?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we know for a fact that in this movie that
That's
Jason
so far
is
fetched for these franchises.
possessed by a demonic entity. Then who's to say that that demonic entity can't force people to consume it so it can continue to thrive and kill?
I mean, did they say that it could or couldn't?
No, I'm just saying that. I mean, that's how it's implied through the filmology of how the film works. Like, it can't survive in a host that's not its rendered host, i.e., like Pamela's bringing it to life through Jason Voorhees. It has to come back to being in Jason's body. It can't survive in other hosts. Hence the whole point of like going to find the daughter or the sister or the baby.
It's like
I mean,
the
it's not
sister's
far
daughter,
stretch.
right? Or something like that.
It's his sister's daughter, so the baby is his granddaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how he does get his body back is wild.
Absolutely.
It sure fucking is.
It's wild.
Dude, I love them. I love it because like the kills are fucking brutal again. And that's something that was missing since 4.
I'm pretty sure someone in New Line Cinema was in bed with the NDA because they were allowed to do
the
a lot of shit
fucking
in this
tent
movie.
scene. Are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
When he picks up the fucking like tent stake thing and shoves it through her and splits her in two,
Yeah.
it was amazing.
That was cool.
Amazing. The melted man, when the coroner goes
That
into
was
the
so
Josh,
sick.
the cop, and then later on he fucking deteriorates into a melting man.
It reminded
Amazing.
me of RoboCop.
Reminded me of Return of the Living Dead, the melted man.
That too. Yeah.
And there's just so many cool elements in this movie that help kind of make it an enjoyable watch. Like, yeah, the story is trash, but that's the same for all the past 8. The story has been trash. So like, I kind of know going in that the story is not going to be good, but you know, it's new, it's different, it's trying something. It doesn't do it amazingly well, you know.
No, but I like it. Again, it's ambitious enough to be like, we're doing something new.
Yeah,
It's a new studio, so it's like, why not? And then I think the director is like, this is like his first film or something like that.
yeah, it's one of his first films, if not his first.
And look,
I think he was
what
like
you're going in for a Jason movie for. What are you going in for a Friday the 13th movie for? Like
I
know the split. It's split between fans that it's because there's not a lot of Jason in it, and a lot of people, a lot of people go to these movies just to see the
Jason
man in the hockey mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that it's like a possessed demon type of thing. Like it's a cool idea. It's not executed well, but at least thank God it's graphic.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't the director like 21?
Yeah.
When
He was
made this
young.
movie?
I mean, I literally think this was one of his first films. I mean, sure, he had probably like small pilot things that he's done in the past, but I agree with Pat. I think if you go and you go in looking for more Jason, and you're only getting glimpses of Jason throughout the movie through the mirror. But like, dude, the house, terrifying aesthetic.
Yeah.
When he has the fucking cop like laid on the table with the sternups and shit, I was like, Jesus Christ, did we just find Jason's BDSM fucking dungeon? And then he just like throws up in him. And the diner scene when Jason comes back and they're just fucking like blowing away the American Case File guy and the cop, like the scene at the department.
It was very early 90s.
Very early 90s. Very fun.
This felt like a 90s movie. It was, obviously. It's cool to see a Jason movie in the 90s.
Yeah.
My only complaints was I didn't like I didn't like Jason's look in this one.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
They made him look very bloated. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't like.
Yeah.
It. Also, didn't like the idea of like the mask melting into the face is a cool idea. It just didn't look too good in this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was like, I think honestly it was maybe a last minute thought because they didn't want the mask in the movie.
Well, there probably weren't. Again, he's only in like Jason, like the beginning of the movie and at the end. It's like maybe like a total like 10 minutes of him being in this mask. And you're probably right. It is probably because of what's his face being like, get the fucking hockey mask
Get
out.
this fucking thing out of here.
And they're like, well, we got to still give him Jason. We still got to make money off these hockey masks that we make. We made so much money over.
And plus, like, there's also like other snippets. Minus the thing. Did you guys catch the crate in the bottom of in the basement?
No.
In the house in the bottom. It says, hold on, I have it on my note. It has, and I don't know if it's a thing or not, but it definitely said Julia Carpenter, Arctic Expedition, Harlech University. And I was like, is this just like is that just a little plug to John Carpenter's The Thing? Like, because it's just in the basement, and it's just funny that it just adds more, like, Easter eggs and little fun things that you can show that the director loves movies.
Is Jason the Thing?
No,
yo,
he possesses bodies.
In this
but
world,
the thing about it, no pun intended,
the Thing
is that when you told us yesterday on the group chat that you were going to connect this movie to a franchise, I thought you were going to say it's The Thing.
Really? No.
Yeah, well, because this movie at one point has elements of The Thing, as in you don't know who is possessed by Jason.
Correct.
And that's another thing I have a problem with, because everybody is clearly possessed by Jason.
Yeah, because the way they're walking, it's like they're constipated. Until
the old guy comes in and the younger sheriff goes, kill him, shoot him now, this, that, and the other.
Yeah, that was a good trick.
But then it's like, oh, now all of a sudden it can control other people to like trick people because he was the Jason demon the whole time. That's another thing I had a problem with. But I did notice that was very The Thing. Very much like, who can you trust? It can imitate anybody now.
Yeah.
And it's an invading body, extraterrestrial or demonic. It's still like it needs a host to thrive.
When that fucker comes out, pure body horror style, like, come on, so much fun. I will get mad that the daughter, for the love of God, because she put the fucking baby down to grab the dagger. Like, that was so annoying. Like, I can't reach it, but you're also holding an infant child baby. Like, well, put the baby
Throw
down.
the baby.
Throw the baby, first off, and fucking grab the dagger. Again, like, I think I just went into this thinking, like, you know what, I haven't watched this in years. I remember not totally liking it, but that was because I was just a big Jason fan of the original ones. But kind of coming back and rewatching this and just kind of being like, it's its own thing. They're using Jason as a character, and we know that this person exists and that he's been brutally murdering teenagers in the fucking woods. They're just trying to have fun with it and try to do something new. It's gory. It's got body horror in it. It's got, it connects, it makes Jason Voorhees in a non-real connect a Deadite. Not to say that he's a Deadite in Friday the 13th 1 through 8, but in this universe in New Line Cinema, they were trying to, and we did get that. We did get a comic that's Jason versus Freddy versus Ash.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Have I ever read it? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
it's a fun book, and again, like, it's like, why not have that? Like, if we already got this, these underground talks of like having Freddy versus Jason be a thing, Ash is the ultimate monster killer. Why not have a potential movie or something in place where Ash could be involved in this? And I loved it. I think it's fun.
Apparently, they called him, telling him like, "Hey, we want to do an Ash versus Jason versus Freddy," and he's like, all right, cool. Yeah, more monsters for Ash to kill, and then they hung up on him.
Of course, they all obviously want their monsters to win.
Yeah, but it's
I honestly, to me, if you're listening to this episode and like you haven't watched Jason Goes to Hell in a while, I think just go into it just for the kills. And for that there's a weird little storyline in there. It kind of try something different and new for the Jason franchise. It does mirror, like Patrick brought up earlier, the Freddy idea. But again, the ending, come on now, Jason getting sucked down into the dirt by demons and ghouls, that was badass. And then we get that final cliffhanger. That final cliffhanger with the dog who's a Dylan. I thought you would enjoy this. I thought you were gonna get your fire pissed.
I saw that dog and I went, "What the fuck? What?"
Could it be so? But no, we get dog runs away, and then we get Freddy's glove coming out of hell to pull the mask down. And I was just like, chef's kiss to how this movie sets up Freddy versus Jason.
Yes.
Like I don't know how you could not be stoked about
years
this.
later to do it.
It does. It takes 2003 or something like that for the fucking Freddy versus Jason to come out.
Yeah.
But this movie does its job of setting the tone and being like, hey, it's coming. We don't know when, but Jason is in hell now, and he is with Freddy because Freddy was also sent to hell.
Wasn't the last one supposed to be Freddy versus Jason 2 or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
The last movie we reviewed?
Yeah. Well, we're doing so like the last movie will be Freddy versus Jason. The next episode we do will be on the remake. So we're going to watch Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Which I'm very happy about that because I need to rewatch Elm Street because I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters.
Sucks.
But for me, again, I say go watch this movie. It's got a lot of slack. It's got a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes. Go give it your like $3. I think you'll have a fun time watching it. Don't listen to Dylan. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not giving this movie a 3. I'm going to give it a solid 2. I've enjoyed it more than the last couple of films, and I gave, I think, 4 a 3, and I don't think it's better than 4. So I think a solid 2 is good is for me.
All right, Dylan, go.
No,
you want me? I give it a 2 as well.
No, Dylan's got to give a monologue, so he wants to go last.
True. Yeah, I give it a 2.
I don't want to give a monologue.
You're giving it a 2 as well, Pat?
Yeah.
All right, solid. All right, Dylan.
How long until you think they treat horror movie villains like kaijus, and they just do like fucking they make all like the kaiju serial killer universe type thing? Freddy versus Jason versus Ash versus fucking Babadook. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
You say that. You say that. We all thought Alien versus Predator was going to be awesome, and guess what?
AVP kicks ass. I don't know what you're talking about.
It could have been way better.
I mean, it could have been way better. It's plagued by
how low is your bar?
The films of that time. I mean, I don't set monster movies to high bars because I know they're consequently always going to be bad.
It was bad for its time. I would say.
It's better than the second one. I'll tell you
definitely better than the second one.
Well, yeah, that's not hard.
No.
This movie, is 1.
I mean,
it's not worth $3.
You gave fucking 8 like a -1, so it's
true. But I mean, I'm still in the sewer. I'm crawling upward, but I'm still in the sewer. Like I just,
we've never left the sewer, Dylan.
We're about to.
Are we?
Yeah,
no,
we
I
are.
don't think so.
But no, yeah, bullshit. Cool that fucking Freddy Glove came out, and cool there's a Necronomicon, and cool there's Kandarian dagger or whatever it's called. Fucking cool, I guess. But everything else just was, I mean, gore, you know me, y'all. I don't necessarily care about gore. So that's not going to tickle my fancy. If it does yours, please feel free. But for me, I want something that at least keeps me wanting to watch. I went and brushed my teeth during this movie.
None of these movies make you want to keep watching for more.
More so than this one, definitely. More so than this one. 5, I'd much rather want to keep watching. I wouldn't get the brush my teeth to watch, while watching 5. I'd want it kept me entertained enough. This was just like, I'm a bounty hunter that's here to get Jason Voorhees.
He's barely in the movie,
and I know how to kill him. Why do you know how to kill him?
Because he's a bounty hunter, and he has
asked for it.
Because the script asked for it, and for me, that's not a good enough reason for something to be.
He's not a main character plot in this movie. Like, he has the information. I don't think that the idea of like exploring how and why he got the information. Maybe that'd be a cooler movie. Maybe we actually get a movie where we get Pamela Voorhees actually using the Necronomicon to bring her dead son back to life.
That sure. Cool. Like if that was the case, fuck yeah. But then, like, sure, that gives the fucking element of that, but
dude, the dude's over here breaking fingers. Like, come
Why
on.
was that his payment? Why
That was,
that?
yeah.
I love that
That's
they set it
explained
up
it
that he's like
all.
rubbing his hand, and you're like, what payment?
Like
does
if
this man
if he's a
want?
part of like some sort of sacred form of
This
Deadeye
one's on the
Hunter,
house.
Maybe
like,
he is.
That's with everything you're telling me. That's the vibe I'm getting, but that's not what it is. We have to come up with that.
Maybe they wanted Ash Williams to be in this movie, but they just couldn't get it, and they were like, "Fuck, we have to write a different character to put it in to make this work."
But if they did that, then they should have. I mean, the Nomicon, but like they could have done a quick. I know what that book is. You know, a buddy of mine dealt with that, and all of his friends in that cabin
Maybe
died.
you're
Like,
not
that's
wrong.
all it would have
He
fucking
had a
taken.
chainsaw
Because if
for
they're
a
gonna go
hand.
through, if they're gonna go for the fucking trouble of planning a Necronomicon and doing the Freddy thing, and they want to build something, if you couldn't get Ash, then you need to do something that isn't necessarily plot explaining for 5 minutes, but doing something quick that allows. Because if you're gonna build the background in your head by seeing the Nomicon, then why not do the same thing for this guy? You make this guy make.
Well, we don't
no
know if that
fucking
guy
sense.
has. We don't know if that guy has anything to do with it.
Exactly. We don't know. So like,
but
so
again, he's not the main character, so it's honestly, it's just background fluff.
but he's an important character nonetheless. Just because he's not the main character doesn't make him not important.
he's important and mysterious, and that was how he was written and designed.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's just not a good movie to me.
I think the Necronomicon was one of those Leonardo DiCaprio on the couch whistle scenes. Like, oh, look, you see that? That's cool.
yeah, but like New Line owns the Evil Dead stuff, right? Or they did at the time, or no?
I think at the time they did.
Okay, yeah. So that's enough of like a Marvel Easter egg as they needed.
Yeah.
Giving, because they at the time they thought Freddy versus Jason was going to go swimmingly.
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean-
so many pivots had to be made.
Oh yeah. I mean, one of them being this movie
Absolutely.
we're about to talk about,
Yes.
which is everyone Jason X 2001.
The pivot.
The pivot, where Jason Voorhees is now cryogenically frozen at the beginning of the 21st century and is discovered in the 25th century and taken to space. Because why not? Jason's gone to hell. My boy needs to go to space now.
He's been to New York.
He's been to New York. He's been
Kind
to
of.
hell. He's been kind of, and now he's in space. So,
You know what I was laughing at so hard when I first started watching this again?
what?
Camp Crystal Lake's research lab.
Dude,
Right.
what the fuck?
Right.
Why is there a research institute at Camp Crystal
Well,
Lake?
apparently that institute was designed to study Jason Voorhees.
Jason. Yeah,
Okay.
Which
And I think
guess,
So it's like codename Crystal Lake or something like that.
Golden Crystal Lake.
Which isn't it's on a thin wire. If I'm going to complain about the last movie, I almost got to complain about that.
you
like,
don't really
why?
need to though.
But then like I don't know, because I don't want to shit on that movie and then praise this movie.
No,
This
you
movie's
can't.
also
But it's
dog
what
shit.
I'm gonna do. That's what
This
I'm gonna
movie
do.
is shit. And I'm not afraid to say it.
Mm-mm.
That's
Uh-huh.
fine. But I appreciate this
You're
movie.
wrong,
One
but it's fine.
wrong is one. This is the one I've watched the most, and
Mhm.
also it felt this one felt more of aware of like, all right, we know what this franchise is and what we're doing. It's fucking Jason in space, so we're gonna. What's actually funny, like not intentionally, like trying to be like
Yeah.
crazy or like weird, like the other past movies. I also have a nostalgia thing for this. This looks like a Stargate, fucking Star Trek,
It looks like
straight to sci-fi
Yes.
channel
It-
fucking
100%.
movie.
it is what I like to call the most expensive sci-fi original ever made.
Yes.
It's not a sci-fi original, but boy, you could pass it off
Yeah.
as one.
And it was only made because Freddy vs. Jason was in so much trouble in getting produced that they came up with this movie, and there was one pitch was made by the director James Isaac, and they were like, do it, because it was cheaper for them to make this movie, reap the box office to help keep funding the whole idea of getting Freddy vs. Jason made.
So without this movie, we may have never gotten Jason versus Freddy.
I mean, I don't think it was on the verge of being cut. I just think that it was a lot of production issues. I don't know. I don't know the true story behind that. It's hard to kind of
And
find the details there, but
I'm pretty
it's
sure
possible.
that's how they had to keep the rights for Jason is to make another movie.
Yeah. So
and they're like, "Fuck it, do in the future," so it doesn't. I mean,
doesn't mess with our fucking
franchise. Doesn't care about continuity.
Exactly,
because
you could do a lot of things with Jason in 500 years.
yeah,
fucking. So I watched this movie right after I watched Jason Goes to Hell, and maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should have watched it a day after. But I honestly, like, yes, I love the fact that Jason Goes to Space, and it's a fucking early 2000s film, and I appreciate it for what it is. I just didn't have a fun time watching this one because I'm here for kills, and the best kill in this entire movie
the vent
is there's two good kills, one at the beginning and one at the end. One being the nitrogen scene where he smashes the girl's face, and two being the vent when he punches through when he got his upgrade. Other than that, the other kills are kind of meh. Like, they're not gory, they're not as gruesome as we saw in the previous film. They're not as like, they have a different FX studio entirely. But yeah, to your point, they made this movie in the future, so it doesn't interfere with the whole Jason Goes to Hell, Freddy versus Jason timeline that happens all before this, because this movie is set purely in the future. It's like 400 years or some shit like that.
450.
I have an idea. I had an idea in this movie that would have been so on the nose with its self-awareness.
Yeah.
So in the movie, it's the future, so they have this nanotechnology that heals wounds, right?
The ants.
The ants, they call them. So have it to where Jason's like either slashing these people or killing them, and they just get transferred back into the nanobots and come back, and Jason's all like, "What the fuck? I just killed you."
He's just visibly fucking pissed.
He's like, "What?" And yeah.
I don't know, man. I just
have fun with like the technology aspect.
Yeah.
And of course they do. They give Jason a whole upgrade.
Yes, a full body upgrade where they use the ants. There's not enough cellular tissue to actually regenerate the body parts that KM blows off, which was sick.
Yes.
So they use parts of the ship to build him back together. Just ridiculous.
Listen, during that scene, if they had enough money to fucking pay for the right to use Smack My Bitch Up, they'd have fucking done it.
Yeah.
Like,
Jesus.
That's all I heard. Well, during that fucking Matrix ass, like, they really were in their bag about fucking Matrix leather dueling automatic pistols and trench coats and shit. But they did it better than Resident Evil.
Absolutely. I also love that it's like 500 years in the future and we're still using bullets.
Yeah,
like,
for real. There's no lasers.
I wanted laser guns. I wanted
I
lightsabers to kill Jason.
That would have been sick, like plasma blades and fucking energy lasers and all this shit. No,
and
we
then
got
Jason gets an upgrade on his machete. Gets a lightsaber.
That would have been sick. That would have been sick. Again, I still like this movie. It's just that I think I enjoy Jason Goes to Hell more because. Again, I think that Jason X is a little bit more lackluster in the things that I aspire a Jason movie to have. So, like, he kills the boyfriend and when they're like in the room, and then that's it. And then the scene where he's like murking all these mercenary dudes, these army dudes. Like, I thought that would have been. I almost wish it was kind of filmed like the Resident Evil scene, even though I know you don't like the movie, Dylan. But like when they first let the zombies out in the mansion, when Slipknot starts playing. That scene kicks ass, and I don't care what you say. Like, I almost wish it was like that fast actioned, him just fucking slicing and dicing. There's bullets flying everywhere, but it's not. It's more like a hide and seek type. He's hiding, which has never been Jason really. He's always been brute, going around just murking people.
Well, not always.
My dude literally hid in a corner and fucking grabbed someone in the back and pulled him into the shadows.
I mean, fucking in goddamn Jason Takes Manhattan, he's fucking disappearing from one side of the room to the other in front of a woman's eyes.
Well, that's because they have to fucking move him around like he's the damn shape.
I mean, it kind of felt. I mean, obviously, this movie is not anywhere even in the same galaxy as Alien, but it gave me. It gave me. I won't even make a joke about that, but it was very Alien to me, picking them off one by one, and they're. I mean, fucking. Straight up, I don't give a fuck. It was very It was very Alien, but like, I mean,
That's clearly what they were going for with Alien 3 being around this time.
yeah. And I mean, he pops out of nowhere all the goddamn fucking time.
No, but think
4 was made
all
at this time.
I get it.
too.
It's fine, but think of just imagine it being a fucking blood fest. These guys going heavily equipped to take out this threat, and it's just Jason destroying all of them.
Would have been sick.
I just think that would have been a cool, like it would have felt more like a Jason movie. And I agree, it does feel very Alien with him like sneaking around, pulling around, killing people one at a time. They're stumbling onto people's dead bodies. Fun, but I just feel like they should have like really leaned in, like they did in Goes to Hell, on the brute force capabilities of Jason.
Right.
I think that's what I'm missing from this movie.
This movie would have called for it more than Jason Goes to Hell.
I agree.
You know,
Especially with that upgrade.
Well,
Like
I mean, when he gets the upgrade, listen, he's punching through fucking steel doors and ripping blast doors off.
yeah,
Like he's an unstoppable force.
Almost an hour to get to there, but yes.
Well, yeah, because he's been cryo frozen, and also how fucking he has to have the sharpest knife in the world.
Through that door.
He stabbed through a fucking cryo tank door to get this person. How?
With a rusty ass machete that has tetanus on it.
Yeah, that he got that was stuck into a fucking hunk of wood 4 movies ago, maybe. I don't know.
Has been sharpened since 1981.
It's so dull, but it could pierce fucking 12 inches of tungsten fucking steel. You fucking kidding me? Like pre-upgrade? Nah. Like there's a lot of things about that with this movie, but you know what? Fuck, I love it. I'm nostalgic just like Pat is.
I get, and again, that's fine. Also, I thought I don't know why I thought the soundtrack for the movie was in the movie and not like just one of those like we made a soundtrack type of CD.
It's the same soundtrack from Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I wanted Drowning Pool to be in the movie.
Right.
That's my because that's how they used it in the trailer.
Yeah.
I really wanted again, if you just go back to your mind palace, right? Close your eyes real quick. Let me set the scene. All of the Jason has gone loose on the ship. All of the army dudes are stocked up and they're going into that fucking cargo bay. And all of a sudden you just hear the fucking guttural of like, let the bodies in.
Oh man.
And as soon as he fucking hits the yell, it's just Jason coming out of nowhere slicing. You hear on the back in the radio, you're hearing shots, people screaming. Like that would have been so fucking cool.
Dude,
and shoulda, coulda, woulda.
If they did that, I'd have chugged a fucking Mountain Dew Code Red, and I'd have shit a BMX bike. And I'd have fucking popped a wheelie right there. That would have been badass. You're right. And now that I know what I could have had, it does make me upset. You're all right.
And I think that's why I'm a little upset because I'm like, they had so much potential.
You're appealing to my new metal senses, and I don't know if I like it.
And that's because the soundtrack that you can listen to online has a bunch of new metal artists on it. And it's like, why didn't we use those? Why didn't we make this movie just pure new metal? We were in the time and era for it. Like
didn't the fucking the Doom movie with The Rock do that?
Fuck yeah,
yes,
dude.
They did.
Halfway at the end of the movie, it turns to from first person, the third person, the first person.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's just them fucking blowing away all the fucking monsters. Like that's, though I don't like the way they did that, I still would have liked it to be in third person. That's how I think it should have been played out. Like use that alien, the feature of like him just kind of disappearing and murking people from the shadows every now and then. But then like in Aliens, when we fucking get full on xenomorph action, like let's fucking go pedal to the metal, blare on some fucking some fucking Drowning Pool, and let the bodies hit the floor.
It would have been sick, yeah, because bodies literally would have been hitting floors,
literally,
and it would
literally
it would have been it would have really truly been a Magnus Opus or whatever. Like that would have, dude. Oh man, talk about bring me to life. That shit would have fucking had me. Oh my god, bro.
Oh yeah, I think it would have done a lot better in the box office. And oh man, I just see the possibilities. Also, like for a franchise that's gotten a lot of video game, well, not a lot of video games. There's the Nintendo. The NES Jason, Friday the 13th.
Video games of it.
No. There is the Dead by Daylight version of Friday the 13th game, right? Why can't we get a fucking like Jason killing game? Like where you get to play as Jason and you're just murking people. Like you're going around killing camp counselors, like in horny teenagers, and talking about horny teenagers. In Jason Goes to Hell, we get one of the best sex scenes we've ever gotten in this entire franchise.
Oh yeah,
right?
How's that?
In that tent.
Oh,
they go hard. Not enough male nudity, in my opinion. You know, we got hairy thighs, some butt action, but there could have been more.
Guy butts.
what in Jason X?
No, Jason Goes to Hell. There's not
Wow.
nearly enough nudity in Jason X.
There's 2 holographic bitches.
Yeah,
they
at
take
the
their top
end
off.
of the fucking movie.
You want to
Dylan,
smoke some pot and have some
in
premarital
4
sex?
minutes.
Yeah,
In
we
4
love
minutes.
premarital
We love
sex.
premarital sex.
Yeah, it took you an
wanna smoke-
hour and
you wanna
20
smoke
minutes
pot?
to get to that scene. Whereas in Jason Goes to Hell,
chick
4
literally,
minutes.
The chick literally fucked
4
the
minest.
professor with tongs on his nipples to pass the fucking class.
No nudity. There was no nudity. There was a bare-breasted man. We got 4 minutes in the Jason Goes to Hell.
Here's what
Boobs.
I don't understand.
No.
When Jason's like kind of coming to life a little bit, he's
Oh,
like,
God,
I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying my hardest. Like I don't know if I can. Right when those two people, right when copulation or whatever you call it, whenever coitus commences, right when the sequence starts, Jason's lust for blood and ravenous murder.
He's like,
fucking,
am I sensing people fucking?
someone's having sex. Like,
That's
and
why, again, that's why I say like this movie is it's self-aware of like what the franchise is, and like that's the thing that wakes up Jason. You know,
He
it's
gets
like
us the Arthur's fist.
he's literally
He's literally the Arthur fist.
he's like Peacemaker in Suicide Squad, where he's like, I love killing teenagers who have premarital sex, and I will kill any man, woman, or children. I'll kill them all if I have to. I don't care how many it takes to get there, but I'll do it.
It's like a boner is felt around Jason's presence, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill some kids."
That should have been in the game. Like if someone gets an erection, Jason fucking
it just highlights
highlighted
on
on
the
the map,
screen.
and you're just like, teleport to the horny teen right now.
Oh man, and I think that again, like yes, it's in the movie. There's some physical. I think again that this movie misses, and I'm wondering if it's just that weird era in 2000s horror where like it was like softcore porn versus just like full on nudity. And again, you do get boobs in this movie, and so they satisfy the Friday the 13th.
we have a whole nipple fall
quota.
off a tit.
Remember that guy,
brother? You're not wrong.
Remember that guy who
Who
never seen
wrote a
that?
review about us?
Yeah. All they do is talk about movies.
Boobs. Stupid dumb millennials and their boobs. Now, I hope they're listening today so they can get their fucking fill.
God damn it, they're talking about the movies again.
Oh man. What the showdown of the army dude, I cannot remember his fucking name.
Like Ron, like Rodon or something. Rodan.
Sergeant Brodsky. His name's fucking Sergeant Brodsky,
dude. Sergeant Brodsky.
They fucking battles Jason, and they just fucking get sucked out, hurtling 1,000,000 miles per hour to Earth 2's surface, where it just so happens
What a great ending.
goddamn horny teenagers are at a lake.
A shooting star, make a wish. Let's go see what. See where it landed.
Honestly, like, why isn't there a sequel to this movie, like Jason fucking
Look,
XX or something, where like they find the mask and he just comes out?
Earth 2.
Jason in like a planet,
Yeah.
like a different planet.
Earth 2, dude. Literally
Yes.
a whole new planet.
Who's
To
never
kill horny
heard
demons
of
with,
Jason
man.
Voorhees?
Listen, what a cool idea that'd have been. Like, go to Manhattan on Earth 2. That's what I want to see. And actually
Yes.
fucking go to Manhattan.
Actually-
You know what? Actually, go to fucking New York, you asshole.
Like somebody, and I mean somebody, I don't know who, but somebody, if you have the power to make this happen and you listen to us, please make it happen.
Please, for the love of God.
Please. We
sequel to
need
Jason X.
Earth 2. It's like Jason Earth 2 Electric Boogaloo.
In New York City. And every time can Matt Berry be in the fucking movie, and before he gets killed by Jason, it's just
You really are the most devious bastard in New York
And then he
City.
just axe down.
That'd be hilarious. I wish he was in everything. So you got my vote.
I do too. For me, I'm gonna give Jason X 2.5.
Okay.
I don't mind that.
Listen, it's
fine.
not a fucking amazing film. You know, it has horrible dialogue. Okay, you can't tell me I'm wrong. It is some of the worst acting you'll ever see, but it's fun. Like, it's Jason in space, and it definitely delivers on that whole concept.
Was he the first? Was he the first slasher to go to space?
He doesn't Leprechaun.
When did Leprechaun go to space?
I think Leprechaun.
I feel like the Leprechaun.
Dude, no, Leprechaun went first, 1996.
Ah, damn it!
Yeah, and he's got a fucking lightsaber.
It's so sick.
He
Can we
went
do
to the
those
hood,
movies next?
and then he went to space, and then he went back to the hood.
Yeah, literally. But again, like, I mean, like, this movie, I don't think this movie qualifies. I mean, again, whatever you guys scored is however you score it, but it's not like a perfect movie. It's not a great movie. It's they fucking drive their ship through the fucking space base, but yet they don't damage their ship really at all. They
Yes,
fucking
they did. What are you talking about?
They damaged they should have blown up too.
They damaged the hull, and it was going to make the
Yeah,
ship
why
fucking
didn't they also
implode.
blow? You're telling me that a space station took a direct hit and both of them didn't blow up?
Well, to be fair, they really hit like the glass domes. They didn't really hit. Well, no, they hit a whole
almost
ass
Twin
building.
Towers that fucking
They hit
thing.
yeah, they really did. You're right. You're right. Well, no, that was like the one side of the bridge, and then they blew up the bridge. See, because here's the thing: say that the movie was poorly like dialogue written, sure, but the plot don't really stray that much. It's pretty.
I mean,
it's
brother,
pretty consistent.
you're on a ship. I don't see how you could stray from the plot.
You could. You could.
All of a
Other
sudden, they're
lesser
just
movies have tried and
they're
failed.
sipping margaritas and eating chilaquiles on the fucking out of nowhere. It's just like, oh wait, Jason's in this ship. We need to get it out.
Well, I mean, the pilot did get killed, and then,
Oh my god. Sorry, go ahead. But I have a thought that I had when I was watching this. If they were ever to remake this movie, Danny McBride would be that guy.
is it because the cowboy hat? Is it because of the fucking cowboy hat?
No, not the cowboy hat. No. Not that guy. The fucking engineer dude. The monocle wearing motherfucker.
God, what was his fucking name? Like, Chunk or Chunk or something like that.
Something like that.
No, it was like
Something
Chunk. I think it was like Chunk.
What was his fucking name?
I don't know. See, I thought you meant because he's wearing the cowboy
Crutch.
hat.
His name is Crutch.
Which is a badass name.
Yeah. Also,
fucking-
god damn it, white dreaded dude in the future. We couldn't have gotten rid of that.
Nah, dude, they're like
New
roaches, dude. They'll live forever.
Fucking over here, fucking listening to
Someone-
311 jamming ska music.
So I didn't know that people from St. Augustine, Florida, would survive 450 years. But here
they
we
fucking
are.
outlawed hockey, but they couldn't outlaw ska.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Fucking hockey was outlawed this year.
This year,
They
This
couldn't
year-
they couldn't outlaw fucking Modest Yahoo or Pepper.
Yeah, no.
Why? I'm sorry, y'all. Widespread panic's still around. They're necessary for the occupation of Earth too.
We need it, or else Earth 2
Yeah.
will suffer.
It's-
Nerd alert.
This was in a fucking time capsule. Fucking found on original
You know
Earth.
what?
Take it with them.
This movie gets a 2.5 because they should have shown the for me to give it a 3, they should have shown the KM dude fuck scene. That was what we should have gotten when he was over here, like when he goes to have, like, gives her the upgrades. The upgrade was sex.
Like they could have done like some artful, playful,
Nothing.
like him putting on the upgrades and then slip to them making like softcore porn love and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
like
like he's
Bjork made
putting
the
the more
music
shit
video.
on there.
Exactly.
It's like a more sexy version of like Schumacher Batman, fucking one shit at a time, assembling
Yeah.
the belt, the gun, the
Yeah.
cow, the cake.
nipple.
But then
The
it's like
nipple.
the nipples, yeah. No, this movie does it keeps the tradition alive of affirming the stereotype that anybody that flies a ship in a sci-fi movie wears a cowboy hat.
100%.
Like it's like every fucking movie, the guy that drives the fucking thing is like a super chill smart ass with a fucking cigar in his mouth and a fucking
brother.
cowboy hat.
Well,
Oh,
that
God,
would be
this-
you, Dylan.
in a parsec.
That would be me. Wouldn't
That
it?
would
It
be
was
you,
weed. Yeah.
You would be the pilot with the cowboy hat.
Oh shit! What's this button do? Switch.
Always
Goddamn.
falling asleep at your post. Everyone gonna yell at you to fucking get the ship going.
I fucking wake up and fucking rotten gummy worms go flying everywhere.
Yes.
More worms.
My worms. Oh man. All right. What'd you guys score?
Pantry.
I'm giving it a 4.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yes.
What I just said can't be aired on fucking on our podcast. No.
Yeah. Fuck you, Mike.
No fucking way. No fucking way. Jesus Christ. You're giving it a 4 for what? I need raisins.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. What a nostalgia
Like I said,
factor of
I
this
love
movie.
that. Again, I forgive this movie because it's the fucking 10th one in this franchise, and it's like, fuck it. We know what we're doing. We know what we
Leprechaun did it in 4. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
The leprechaun was Russia in the space race.
They really were.
We were close, but not close enough.
No. No, you guys. I don't give a shit. You give it a
And like
4.
I said, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for that look of the early 2000s, late 90s, like sci-fi, cheap look.
I don't know, man. I think this would have been. Hear me out. This movie would have been probably cooler if it was done in
definitely a better
the
movie in here.
90s or done in the 80s. This style, because they did the whole futuristic look thing, and like some parts of it work, but like just think about like the cool analog feature of it all. If they would have kept that instead of CGing everything, almost like that would have been a really cool feature. Really having a more analog, alien, if you will, feel
Absolutely.
to the ship, to the setting. I think that would have amplified the effect for me. But,
but then what? It's like the 10th movie they're in. They actually make a good movie.
hey, that would have been cool. You never. Hey,
True.
Guess
also,
what?
this
We
What
need
a
to
wild concept.
I forgot. There's a fun fact to this movie. This is the first movie that did digital coloring.
Yeah.
The fuck does that even mean?
It's the first movie that did all of their editing digitally. Like they color graded the movie digitally.
Gotcha.
But
it was shelved for like 2 years. So brother,
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? The Coen Brothers movie is credited to being the first movie ever color graded digitally.
Okay.
but
But
technically
it was
Jason X
actually
the first
Jason
one.
X.
Simpsons did it.
See, Jason X is a trendsetter.
I see.
Also, I give it a high rating because it's new metal as fuck. Sorry.
It is.
It's not new metal if there's no new metal in the movie.
Yeah, but it's new metal enough.
It's new
Not
metal
one
because there
Breaking
is
Benjamin song. I do have
literally.
I do
Yeah,
have a beef.
I
yeah.
needed when that woman was twisting the professor's his nipples. Fucking Diary
fucking-
of Jane should have been playing in the
No,
background.
dude. I want some fucking
Power Man 3000.
no.
That's a missed opportunity. Power Man 5000, when worlds collide, should have definitely been in this movie.
Oh my god, I can't think of their name, but it's oh my god, help me, Pat.
What?
Name the song. I mean,
No, I don't. Female singer, blonde, not Kitty.
Oh, fucking.
Starts with the O.
Oh.
OTEP.
OTAP.
OTAP.
Yes.
Should have been fucking
OTEP.
OTEP,
Yeah,
dude.
dude,
It
that
should have been
would've been
OTEP. 100%, dude. Like they should have had OTEP. They should have had Mushroom Head. They should have had Edema. It should have had Power Man 5000. It should have had Dry Kill Logic. It should have had fucking Flaw. It should have had Trust Company.
I know this is probably going to be blasphemy, but can we fucking get a Jason X remake that is strictly new metal like this, where it's just fucking.
You're talking my language. Hold on.
Hold on.
Now. What are we holding for?
If we can't edit this out later, but
Nirvana means freedom from pain,
Where we at, brother?
suffering.
Oh man. But no, man, just think about a remake that's purely new metal. Just fucking full on. It's just like
Now's the time.
Now's the time in
Get
the
them
age
TikTok
of fucking
Gen
new metal.
Zers.
Give me some Deftones.
Yeah.
Put some corn in that motherfucker.
Well, we get a bunch of new
OPEP.
metal in Freddy vs. Jason, so.
Listen,
Yeah. Hall of
I
Fame
know.
soundtrack.
Hall of Fame soundtrack. Literally.
Like it's Freddy versus Jason, Lil Nicky.
Yes.
Oh man, there's so many good. Like Queen of the Damned, obviously.
Obviously, Queen of the Damned.
Jennifer's Body actually has a really fucking sick. Like
Yep.
there's an "It Dies Today" song for like 5 seconds when they zoom in on the jock. I'm like, hell yeah!
But tell us what you guys think. I
didn't get my rating yet.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you
Dylan.
gave it a same. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, dude.
Hold on.
You're also a point because I had. Here it comes. Here he is.
All right, here it goes. 3.5.
Okay.
3.5.
Okay. Okay.
Like I said, it's the most expensive sci-fi movie
Yes.
original ever made. That's the vibes it get. But it is consistent as far as like the story and things coming back. And I liked the spin on it. I liked the characters a lot. I thought the kills were just fine. I liked his fancy new future machete, but obviously he wanted the original one.
Yeah, I think that was bogus. He should have kept that fucking future crazy looking berserk.
I'm telling
machete.
you, nah, man. He's listen.
He's attached.
He may be 450 years old, but sometimes your love for what you knew never changes, and that was, he's a nostalgia man.
He is.
But yeah, I think a 3.5 is fine.
That's a solid score.
I think it's the best Jason movie there is. To me, it's better than all
and
of
that's
them.
your opinion. I really want that as a sound bit. That's my opinion. But real quick before we sign off, I did ask some of the people in our Discord, that we were recording, and if they wanted to give their thoughts real quick about either of the movies. So our boy Blue Hope Prevails said, Jason X, underrated classic.
Blue.
Jason Goes to Hell. Our boy Blue, Jason Goes to Hell can literally get blown up like Jason in the movies, though that ending with a crying emoticon face.
Ah.
And then Colby the Horror, I think his name is Lou. He has his own podcast now, I think called like the Horror House Pod or something like that. I apologize if I'm not remembering correctly. But he said, Jason X is by far my favorite of the series. It's just
Good
so
man.
incredibly fun. Some of the best kills of the franchise. I beg to differ. And the biggest one for me is it being my very first rated R movie, theater experience. The showdown with Uber Jason and Brodsky at the end is just chef's kiss.
Absolutely.
And then goes on to say, Jason Goes to Hell is fun because it's a change of pace if you're binging the series. Just completely different. I don't love the movie, but I definitely respect it and enjoy it for what it is. Seeing the Freddy glove grab the hockey mask at the end was just super cool to see, and finally confirmed that the Freddy versus Jason would be in the same universe. So
Listen,
shout out to you dorks.
What's not to love? I mean, the grunts was just a team of jocks.
Yeah.
Jock Team 6. And I'm a fan. Fucking the captain's name is Broski.
The Brodsky. Sergeant
Dude,
Brodsky.
Sergeant Broski is like the dude of dudes, the jock of jocks. It takes a jock to stop Jason.
It truly does. Oh yeah, buddy. But I just wanted to say, if you guys have stayed onto the show and you listened to the entire episode, share us your thoughts, be a part of the conversation. And you too will get your comments and messages read on the podcast. But let us know your thoughts and reviews on Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. Coming up in like 2 weeks, we got a couple things going on. We got an interview with the artiste Trevor Henderson. You may know his work in the upcoming Tarot movie. So we're going to be doing an interview with him. And then we have the remake. So we're going to be doing Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street remakes, all leading to the end, which is Freddy versus Jason. And then that will conclude this long process that we have been doing
in January.
We started this in the beginning of the year. It is now April. And
soon to be May.
Soon to be May, and that's when we will finish this. So almost the first half of the year we spent watching Freddy and Jason movies. But it's been a fun time. I think some of them have been painful to watch.
Yes.
Others have been hilarious to watch, and it's been a fun time discussing them and having fun on the show. But I can't wait to get back to like our normal just watching. We have made a list of a whole bunch of movies.
A long fucking
It's
list.
very fucking long, and I think we're gonna make a whole
Still
bit
adding.
where we're gonna. Yeah, we're still adding. You know, if you have suggestions, send them over. I think we've already gotten a good couple of from some people on our Instagram. But we're gonna make like a bit where we like spin a wheel, and whatever movie it lands on, we're gonna do an episode on. Because like it's just so long. It's like there are movies that I haven't watched in years on there, or there's movies that me and Patrick, since back when we first thought of this show, wanted to do and never actually did.
House of the Dead.
Fuck off.
God, I saw that on there. I got so mad. I got so mad.
Literally, there was a text who put House of the Dead on the list.
Yeah. I was like, who did this? I know. Here's the thing. I knew who did it. I just wanted him to say it.
Yeah.
So say it, Pat. It was you, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Greasy bastard. You greasy bastard.
So we got, like I said, we got those coming up. We're gonna be playing Cannibal Abduction this weekend and Murder House. So join us on our fucking YouTube and watch us play some weird, creepy games. But until then, guys, buy yourself some fucking rotten gummy worms. Again, not a sponsor. Subscribe to us on TikTok unless it gets banned. Then join our Discord and follow us on Instagram. But until the next episode, I'm Mike.
I'm Pat.
And I'm Dylan.
Till next time, when we explore the inner ear of Dylan.